Hello everyone, you're welcome to Edo Tafia Amibo YouTube channel, the best place for your news, entertainment and excitement. If this is your first time of coming to this channel, don't hesitate to subscribe to us, and while you are there, please click on the notification bell so that next time when we drop any video, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you so much and God bless you.
And one of the days that my wife went to Auchi and came back, this was 6 months after we had our daughter, 6 months going to 7 months. She came back from Auchi to Osun State, and she called me privately. She called me to the room and said that 2 days after that she wanted to talk to me, and that her conscience was killing her over something, she considered too abominable to conceal. So, and I said, what was it? And she said that while in Auchi, that Apostle Johnson Suleman, lodged her in Uyi Grand Hotel. Many of you knows Auchi, know Uyi Grand Hotel, and that he came there and slept with her. And in the moment he said that, the first thing that came to my mind was about my daughter. And immediately I said, where was Michelle? Because that was the name of my daughter. She said to me that Michelle was on the bed, pushed aside, and I asked her a question. I said, you mean you slept with a man but my daughter on the bed? Then I had to let it go because there was nobody I could tell.
Just so my people, now well done, welcome back to Edo Tafia Amibo YouTube channel. How na day? How's everything? They okay? Everybody they okay? And if not so, make we give thanks to God Almighty, because without him we'll not do anything. But by God, we praise you, we honor you, we glorify your name. By God, we praise you, we adore you. Everything at all, we say we fit praise you. Make you give us the strength, make we dey use and praise you because of everything we be say you don't do for us, we they do for us now. The things we be say you will do for us in future. Other one and many more. Now we ask from you and of you. Amen. So my people, now welcome back again to Edo Tafia Amibo YouTube channel. Now know how we did now. We did on Facebook, we did on Facebook page, we did on Facebook profile, we did on Instagram, and we did on Twitter. And so it be my people, and then we did on so many, and of course here now we for the talk night on YouTube. So we did on YouTube now, be waiting there, and the name now Edo Tafia Amibo ETA. On our first use that 3 acronyms. So we say E represent Edo, T represent Tafia, and then E now for Amibo. So it be my people. So make we just dive into the video of the day. These videos so now from this video, the first part, we don't first bring out the first part. In fact, now this one will be say one present, and I will for first bring. However, the last one will be say we bring, which was the wife response. This man who will say I want present today, he accused Apostle Johnson Suleman of sleeping with his wife. So this is the full except, and not be except full video, of everything, or audio video, however you know call them. How this man really talk, how he explain everything, how he with your wife take meet, how he with your wife take friend, with how them they several in school, how they take wait, how your wife take be virgin when they marry, and things like that. So the man really talk everything. So I want to go back to that one where I first talk, the one where I don't really upload like a day or 2 days ago, something like that, because of say that one and the response of his wife to the accusation where this man make. Say Pastor Johnson Suleman or Apostle Johnson Suleman, say sleep with your wife. And so that one be. So I just want to make that one clear before we go into this. So this man really talk a lot, and he talk everything like what I talk. He really analyze everything. He break everything down right from the very beginning. How he with your wife take even meet, and everything saying even they give dates, and when they take born, when they take marry, and how he himself take introduce a wife to Apostle Johnson Suleman, because the work follow Apostle Johnson Suleman that time, or at least they don't develop contact. Say you can't feel like say okay, as in they in contact with this man of God, supposedly. You get me? So make just introduce your wife to that kind of thing. So now, dear Apostle Johnson Suleman, the wife take meet and take know for the very first time. You get me? So the rest too, I go hear from the man. Now only that one will just talk, and then this man call on everybody, say make people share this thing, and make them come to his aid. Say Anyway, I not go just me, I not yell too much. And then so my people now so it be. So if I don't wash and finish, make una give a response, what una think and everything. I bet make una not dey bias or because of say or because of pittiness or because this particular video one present now you know I'm not saying not easy for somebody to cry, especially men. This man cry on this particular video, so make una not to say okay because of that sentimentation or because of say the man this sentiment because say the man cry on account this sentimental, so now come make una judgment they somehow influenced say the man cry that kind of thing, or una go they influence say the person they accuse na big person or big man or you get me, so or person they hear of, you get me, so I don't want you say because you're a man of God. No, because everybody, all men are men of God, and all women are men of God, and are women of God. So because now God created everybody. So I want you to say because say Apostle John C. Suleman say maybe it's well known, he get money, he get influence, he get contact, and then people they get influence of people like really a multitude of people will say they follow and that kind of thing. So make not still get influenced by that type of by that type of credibility. We be say I just talk now. We be say Apostle John C. Suleman get me. So make una just make our own decision or our comment on our own thought from the neutral standpoint. Making a remove say idea affiliated with this person or idea affiliated with this person or this person this or this person that. Make una just make una comment on the neutral standpoint. You know, as like say unbiased. I mean, now that one just did my people and I beg one thing where I ask of una on 3 of them, no insult any one of them. I beg. Now see the way I just suffer the beg. Now normally, you know, no outside we run our videos here. Now so it be. So now like I said, they go out of a little bit out of character. I mean, I make me just say I beg. I mean, I just suffer the talk and like really calm and everything. I'm slow and steady. You know, you understand what I mean? So now say just be my people, and then yeah, a little bit out of character. Yeah, so no insult. I beg. Make una no insult anybody. Make una just, but una feel live in a constructive criticism. Wait till everybody say constructive criticism. Una feel analyze and see why una think say this person did right, or see one and think say the other person did wrong, or see one and think say the other person did right, or see one and think say this person did right. You know what I mean? And I feel leave constructive criticism, like you feel make all your everything without saying no insult. Everything you be say you want to put out there, you feel use your own rating or your words of mouth talking without saying no insult. Finish. Now be say you know if you criticize somebody, you criticize and say this. No, it's well allowed. I go even put love safe. If not even the first nice one, or if you even pin out there, that's what it be. So my people, I know say where I even they talk, so why I go even they talk, because I know say all my followers, my subscribers, my commenters, my sharers, and people they watch my this thing where they call me, all of them they intelligent. I know why even they talk and say, but I just they talk and just for like talking, say maybe for argument's sake or maybe for clarification purpose. Now me, now I did my people. So right now, I make we not just and this man now my Pastor Mike David. Now me, now they accuse Apostle John C. Suleman of sleeping with his wife. Now you get me. Now they accuse her. You know what I mean? So you get me. So this man is Apostle John C. Suleman is being accused by this man. By Pastor Mike David, you know what I mean? So now be waiting there. So my people, so right now I make we just hear from Pastor Mike Davis now, as he wants to analyze or the breakdown, or not really be analyzed, as he wants to narrate the entire ordeal, how in Conte accused, you know what I mean, Apostle John C. Suleman, you know what I mean, of sleeping with his wife, or sleeping with his wife, that is the wife of Pastor Mike David, you know what I mean? So I just do it from because I want me everybody they clear of what I talk and how the something they issue. Now I know say when things come connect many people like this, come like say get as it be, come like say they complicated somehow. But however, we were there here at Edota Family, but we will still find one way to still make sure say we clarify everything very, very openly now, or very like we will still clarify everything to the maximum, you know what I mean? At least we will do our best to clarify them to the understanding of the public, you know what I mean? So now say just be my people. And then right now make we go to the video, make we just join Pastor Mike David, you know what I mean, as he wants to start to narrate the entire audio. Okay, my people, now do well, and may God continue to bless every one of you. Now hear me? Now bye.
Eventually, somebody had reached out to me. You know, Stephanie Otobo's saga was around 2017. You know, somebody reached out to me that another scandal was about to happen. Irrespective of what Apostle John C. Suleman told Omega pastors, it is time for Omega pastors to know the truth and to know why I eventually left Omega Fire Ministries. So somebody reached out to me that look at certain evidences and that they were going public on Apostle Johnson Suleman. So I pleaded with them. I had to now establish contact with a certain young man who was living in his house, who I know was at least close to him, and they knew him around and all of that. So I asked him, I said, do you know Papa's phone, the screen and all of that? Because I have some evidence with me that involves his screen and all of that, certain chats and text messages, you know, in his phone, you know, involving you know, so many evidences in the phone. So I reached out to the young man in his house and I said, is this thing, does Papa have something like this in his phone and all of that? And he confirmed to me that yes, that he is actually, because I wouldn't know if it was through him it got out in the first place. So he confirmed to me that, you know, that these things were were really true. My marriage has not been dissolved, and Apostle Suleman has taken over my wife from me. I am calling on everybody. I'm calling on his father in the Lord, Pastor Adeboye. He claims that that's his father in the Lord. I wouldn't know. I'm calling on Bishop David Oyedepo. I'm calling on Dr. Polinenche. I'm calling on Pastor Biome. I'm calling on Reverend Dr. Monkpa. I'm calling on Archbishop Margaret Dahosa of Church of God Mission. I'm calling on the Christian community. I'm calling on CAN. I'm calling on PFN. I'm calling on everybody. I'm calling on Nigerians in the diaspora. Apostle Suleman has damaged my life emotionally. This is going to 2 years now. I've not set my eyes on my wife and my children, and he has placed a ban on me that if I ever go close to them, that he will have me taken out. I have a video to that effect where a recorded clip, you know, he didn't know I recorded him, where he called me and told me that he will make me disappear. My name is Mike Davids. I was a pastor with Omega Fire Ministries of Apostle Johnson Suleman, Auchi, Edo State. I was in that ministry as a pastor for 16 years because I met Apostle Johnson Suleman in 2003. I have a proof to that effect of the letter, you know, that he sent to me July 3rd, 2003. And I left the ministry 2009 with 19, which was last year, last 2 years, March to be precise, you know, on account of certain things, you know, that happened, which I would want the general public to know about. But the reason why I am mainly doing this video is because my life as I speak is no longer safe. I can't sleep, you know. Sometimes I don't even have to sleep in my house. I have to just, you know, move away because of so many things that you know, happening around me, threats here and there, you know, calls from unknown numbers, you know, threatening my life, you know. Secondly, so that the general public will be aware that should anything happen to me, Mike Davids, so that the general public will know who exactly to hold responsible. I know my family has nothing. I know I am a nobody to Apostle Johnson Suleman, but I want the general public to know that should anything happen to me, just in case you no longer hear about me, I want everybody around the world, you know, from wherever you are watching this video from, to know that it was Apostle Johnson Suleman that took my life. Now, what happened was this. I got married to my wife, Pastor Faith Unose Edeko. You can check that up on Facebook and you'll see it. Pastor Faith Unose Edeko. That's the name she presently answers now. I got married to her, you know, in 2008, December 6th to be precise. You know, after we actually courted for, or we're probably in relationship, we're in relationship for about a period of 10 years because we knew each other in secondary school, and our friendship developed from there, you know, until when we came out of school and all of that, we both, you know, came into agreement to, you know, to raise it, to start a home. But prior to this time, when I finished school, because I had met Apostle Suleman, and we started out, I was the first campus pastor of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Edo State. And when I met Apostle Johnson Suleman, you know, being that my wife also knew I was connected to him, so I established contact between the two of them so that he also would know her. And from that time, after meeting my wife, I noticed that, things were basically never the same. But although I didn't really put my mind to it, because as at then, he was somebody, I greatly esteemed, somebody that, I've come to love. And then, somebody I dear so much. And I saw as a spiritual father, because my father passed 3 months after my wedding. March 2009 was when my father died. And when I met Apostle Suleman, I was really not bothered, because I felt that, I could have a father in him. But my wife had mentioned to me of 1 or 2 things, of his invitations of her to, to Benin, to Reliance Hotel. Those of you who know Benin, I don't know whether Reliance Hotel is still there. I think along Aduawa and all of that. Sometimes he will invite her over for, to pass the night with him and all of that. I really wasn't bothered, because my wife was a virgin. You see, because I didn't, consider it as a child of God to have anything to do with my wife for that period of, time that we courted, because of the kind of home I wanted to build. So, and that was how it continued and on until we got married. I never, as a matter of fact, because of the way I saw him, I couldn't even imagine that, because of my background from the Catholic charismatic renewal. That was where I was raised. So I couldn't imagine that, you could, if a father could have a daughter that he probably would want to, especially one that he knows that this was his son's, fiancé, that he would want to have something to do with her. So that was it. And we got married. And 2019, I was posted, 2009, I was posted to Osun State. Okay, I think 2010, I was posted to Osun State, because I started out in Asaba. You can go to Asaba and find out. I started out pastoring with Asaba, Omega 5 Ministries Asaba. It was myself and Pastor Gabriel who started that branch. Then from there, I was posted to Benin, Urubi, branch 2. Everybody in Omega 5 Ministries, they know me very well all around the world. They know me, Mike David. I pastored there for a while before Pastor Azeme. When I left, Pastor Azeme Azena, that was when he took over branch 2 before he became pastor of branch 1. So I was posted to Osun State. And Osun State, Omega 5 Ministries Osun State started exactly the year that former president of Nigeria, Yaradua, passed. And that was when the ministry started in Osun State. So after then, we had our first daughter, because myself and my wife were married. We got married 2008, December 6th. We had our first daughter 2009, November 24th, to be precise. That was when we had our first daughter. And between that November 24th and between that November, towards the end of 2009 into 2010, the idea for Celebration TV and Rema for Living, was being hatched and discussed, and getting it started, became part of the plan on ground. So my wife, who happened to prior to that time, who was a staff with NTA Irekmen, Apostle Suleman had to reach out to her that they would need her services, and support to build Omega Celebration TV, and of course, Rema for Living and all of that. So because of that, while we're in Osun State, she will have to, shuttle between Auchi and all of that, and back and forth. She was traveling and all of that. People who knows why I was in Osun State, they can attest to all of this. All of these things I'm saying are not new to anybody in Omega Fire Ministry, especially those who were in Auchi and all of that. So that was it. And one of the days that my wife went to Auchi and came back, this was 6 months after we had our daughter, 6 months going to 7 months. She came back from Auchi to Osun State, and she called me privately. She called me into the room and said that 2 days after that, she wanted to talk to me, and that her conscience was killing her over something, she considered too abominable to conceal. So, and I said, what was it? And she said that while in Auchi, that Apostle Johnson Suleman, lodged her in Uyi Grand Hotel. Many of you knows Auchi, know Uyi Grand Hotel, and that he came there and slept with her. And in the moment he said that, the first thing, that came to my mind was about my daughter. And immediately I said, where was Michelle? Because that was the name of my daughter. She said to me that Michelle was on the bed, pushed aside, and I asked her a question. I said, you mean you slept with a man but my daughter on the bed? Then I had to let it go because there was nobody I could tell, and I could not fight Apostle Johnson Suleman. If I had mentioned it to my family, if I had mentioned it to her family, nobody would believe me. And if I sent her away, the question is people would want to know what happened. And for the fact that she spoke to me of her own free will, I had to let it go. I forgive her. After about two days, thereabout, I told her, I've forgiven you. And that was how we kept on. And the amorous relationship between her and Suleman continued. But one thing I knew was that my wife was hypnotized. This was not the woman I got married to and I knew for over 11 years. So that was it. And eventually, the situation degenerated and all of that. And eventually, in 2018, I had some issues with Apostle Johnson Suleman regarding my inability to come to International Men's Convention, and I couldn't make it. So I wouldn't know what happened prior to that time. So he placed a ban on me, and when I eventually, before I could reconcile with him, somebody reached out to me, because this was a man that I have come to love as a father dearly, despite all that he has done. And eventually somebody had reached out to me. Stephanie Otobo's saga was around 2017. Somebody reached out to me that another scandal was about to happen. Irrespective of what Apostle Johnson Suleman told Omega pastors, it is time for Omega pastors to know the truth and to know why I eventually left Omega Fire Ministries. So somebody reached out to me that look at certain evidences and that they were going public on Apostle Johnson Suleman. So I pleaded with them. I had to now establish contact with a certain young man who was living in his house, who I know was at least close to him, and they knew him around and all of that. So I asked him, I said, do you know Papa's phone, the screen and all of that? Because I have some evidence with me that involves his screen and all of that, certain chats and text messages, in his phone, involving so many evidences in the phone. So I reached out to the young man in his house and I said, does Papa have something like this in his phone and all of that? And he confirmed to me that yes, that he is actually, because I wouldn't know if it was through him it got out in the first place. So he confirmed to me that that these things were were really true. And so he further sent some of the evidences to me to prove to me that he is also already aware of the issue and all of that. So I said, okay, in this circumstance, I would what do we do? While we're comparing notes on what to do, and I remember that, okay, his communications manager is there. Don't forget that I said I had a problem with him that led to that's in November, that for reasons I couldn't come for the men's convention, that's October, that he said I should be suspended from the pulpit, until further notice. I took excuse from my regional pastor, Reverend Kingsley Agbe in Abuja branch, and he excused me because of my health, because I wasn't feeling well at the time. And Apostle Suleman said, no, that I should be suspended from the pulpit till further notice and all of that. So when he eventually said, after 2 weeks of humiliating me, that I should, return to the pulpit, and I said I wasn't going. So he took offense, and the issue turned out differently entirely. So it was Reverend Kingsley and Reverend John in Port Harcourt who spoke to me, find a way to reach out to him and sort out things with him. So I had to go to Auchi, on the last Sunday of December 2018, and I met with him, and he started shouting and ranting, and that was the first time that Apostle John Suleman threatened me that he gives me 2 years, that if I leave Omega Fire Ministries, that my wife will leave me and that I will lose my life. And he made that threat to me, to my face. Of course, I couldn't record him because that was not the reason I went there. I went there with the intention of making peace with him, that I will lose my life. He gives me 2 years. I saw it as a main threat. until 2019, you know, and when I finished, we eventually later calmed down. We talked, we later talked, and I mentioned to him that look at what was on ground, but that, you know, look at the evidence that got to me. I didn't show them to him, but that I have however spoken to his communications manager, who he was very comfortable with, you know, to handle the issue. I never knew that for the fact that Apostle John, that I was aware of that issue, Apostle John Suleman became very, you know, and started investigating the issue and all of that. To cut the long story short, you know, he had to, you know, subject that young man to threat, you know, and all of that. Whether the boy was later arrested, and he confessed that he actually spoke to me. So Apostle John Suleman lied to the entire pastorate of Omega Fire Ministries that I planted the boy in his house, a boy who has been living there for only God knows how long, who I only started talking with just a few months, you know, before I went to Auchi. You know, how could I have planted such a person in his house? What business do I have with him? You know, so before I knew what was happening, you know, he summoned the entire pastorate and lied to them that I planted somebody in his house and I want to bring down the ministry. You know, and that I was asking for a ransom. Ransom to do what? What business do I have with you? Well, in my next video, I'm going to release the evidences that you know, that were sent to me, and I am sorry that this evidence is going to affect three major persons. One is a Nollywood actress in Nigeria. Two is a Nollywood actress in Ghana, and number three is a small girl who was living in Apostle John Suleman's house, who he desperately wanted to sleep with in his matrimonial bed one particular night, and offered the guy 100,000. I have all the chats on my phone, I have all the messages on my phone, I have all the conversations on my phone, and I later find out, and I have the guest pictures on my phone. What have I done to you that you want me dead by every means necessary? And at the end of the day, I think when I left in 2019, which was just two years ago, when because of too many threats and all of that, that it was one of those occasions that Apostle John Suleman called me that he's going to make me disappear. I saw these things as mere threats. Until the first threat, you remember I said he give me 2 years, that if I leave Omega Fire Ministries, he gives me 2 years, that my wife will leave me and that I will lose my life. I never knew what he meant by my wife will leave me, as if you were the one who married her, but I never knew that he had not taken over my wife from me, probably by hypnosis. And when I left in 2019, of course, myself and my wife, we had issues, misunderstandings, normal between the man and his wife, and we have resolved them. All right. So when I left in 2019, in July to be precise, you know, my wife, I noticed that she started bringing up unnecessary issues. I didn't know she was under Suleman's spell. And before you knew it, on July 2019, my wife I dropped my wife off in school because I was pastoring in Kano. I said, then you can go back to Omega Fire Ministries. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to release some of the posters and handbills of the programs I did for you to know I was a pastor in Kano. And that was how it eventually happened that I went to drop my wife in school, my children in school, and I was on my way. I came back, went to the mechanic, came back in the afternoon to come and pick them from school to do school run, and I was told that my wife said she wasn't feeling fine and that she had gone home with the children. Only for me to get to the house, and I never saw my wife and my children again. Only for 2 weeks later, I found out that my wife, you know, has relocated, you know, to Abuja, and that she has been given a house and a car. Although she did a video to that effect, she came on Facebook. Although she has that video is no longer on her Facebook now, she has pulled it down. That she has done a video that she has returned to her father in the Lord and to her mother in the Lord. Even though she claims otherwise, that I know with all authority that it's Apostle John Suleman who gave her that car and gave her the house without my permission, because up until date my marriage is still subsisting. It has not been dissolved by any court of competent jurisdiction. All right, so I am calling on the entire world. I am calling on everybody. I'm calling on Nigerians. I'm calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm calling on the First Lady, Her Excellency. I'm calling on the Executive Governor of Edo State. I'm an Edo man, His Excellency Governor Baseki. I'm calling on the Ishan people, the Uromi people, the Ekboma people. I'm calling on everybody to arise and stand for me, to help me recover my family, to help me recover my wife and my children from the grip of and the manipulation of Apostle John Suleman, from the hypnotism of Apostle John Suleman. is an intelligent woman. I can tell you for free that she is not in her right mind. Whatever it is she's saying, she does not know what she is talking about. I know her. She's a very intelligent woman, because I can't understand how a woman with 3 children will abscond, will run away from her home only to go and be with another man. And presently, as I speak, she has been given a church here in Abuja. That was just in 2020. Before the end of 2020, she started a church. Apostle Suleman has given her a branch of Omega Fire Ministries in Abuja, here in Utako, Abuja. You can see it on the screen because I'm displaying the address and all of that. Without my permission, my marriage has not been dissolved, and Apostle Suleman has taken over my wife from me. I am calling on everybody. I'm calling on his father in the Lord, Pastor E.A. Adeboye. He claims that that's his father in the Lord. I wouldn't know. I'm calling on Bishop David Oedipo. I'm calling on Dr. Polemenche. I'm calling on Pastor Biome. I'm calling on Reverend Dr. Mokpa. I'm calling on Archbishop Margaret Idahosa of Church of God Mission. I'm calling on the Christian community. I'm calling on Khan. I'm calling on PFN. I'm calling on everybody. I'm calling on Nigerians in the diaspora. Apostle Suleman has damaged my life emotionally. This is going to 2 years now. I've not set my eyes on my wife and my children, and he has placed a ban on me that if I ever go close to them, that he will have me taken out. I have a video to that effect where a recorded clip, he didn't know I recorded him, where he called me and told me that he will make me disappear. I know what I am talking about. I don't want to lose my life. I want my family back. I'm calling on everybody to help. And I'm calling on the deliverance ministers. I'm speaking as a Nigerian, not even as a pastor. I'm calling on my Muslim brothers and sisters. We are all one Nigeria. All of us are one. I'm calling on the Muslims. I'm calling on the Christians. I'm calling on everybody. I am calling. Arise and fight for me. The only person who ever reached out to me prior to this time on this issue was the president and founder of Liberation Ministries in Lagos, Pastor Apostle Chris Okafor. He was the only person who got to know, who had heard about this issue. I wouldn't know how he got to hear about it, and he reached out to me on call and told me that he has spoken to Apostle John Suleman, and that he did let him know that what you have done to this young man is unchristianly and it is evil. Ranting and all of that. I am not as connected as Apostle Johnson Suleman is. I am calling on everybody. Apostle Johnson Suleman claims that he has the Nigerian police force in his palm. He has the military in his palm. He has all the government, what you call it, in his palm. He's well connected. He knows everybody. He has the police. He has the soldiers and all of that. He has the judiciary in his palm. I don't have money to fight Apostle Johnson Suleman. I don't have money to take a competent lawyer. I am calling on everybody to arise for me, to help me rescue my family. Apostle Suleman has charmed my wife. She is not in her right senses. I know what I am talking about. Irrespective of whatever claim she comes up with, I know what I am talking about. My marriage is still subsisting, and for my wife to still remain there up until now, something is definitely wrong. I'm calling on deliverance ministers, those that can pray. Please help me pray. Wife and my children. This is almost 2 years. I have not set my eyes go close to them. I don't know how they are faring and all of that, as much as I would have loved to do. I am calling on everybody to please arise and help me. Help me rescue my family from the grip and the manipulations of Apostle Joseph Suleman. I am not the only person he has done this to. Everybody in Omega Fire Ministries knows who is talking. My name is Mike David. I am not a stranger. I was a part of that ministry. I was a part of that family. He has done the same thing to a certain pastor in Benin who is what's his name? Pastor Williams, who was pastoring Omega Fire Ministries in North London. He has also destroyed that one's marriage, and there are so many other situations going on. And as I speak to you right now, there are a lot of people who wants to speak up, but because of fear of the fact that he's connected, he knows people, he will arrest you, he will send you to jail, he will do all of this. He has the police force in his palm. He can summon the police to go and lock anybody up. I am calling of people who knows what I'm talking about, who has been Suleman. It appears the Christian community, some of the leaders of the body of Christ knows this truth about Apostle John Suleman, and they are quiet about it. And that's why I'm calling on the entire world. I'm calling on President, the First Lady. I'm calling on the leadership of this nation to please help me rescue my wife from the grip and the manipulation and the seduction of Apostle John Suleman. Please arise and help me.
Hello guys, you're welcome back. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you are at that, don't forget to click on the notification bell so that next time when my video drops, you will be notified. And one more thing I'd like to say is that if there's anything that you guys would like me to change, like an addition or an increase to anything I'm doing with my video production, or like a reduction or decrease or take away from my video production, don't hesitate to leave your comment or your suggestion, your opinions on the comment section. And believe me, I read every comment and I'll know what changes to be made. Thank you all so much for watching once again. Bye.